Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Cris. Welcome to Quest for Beauty. In this episode, I would like to share with you a few of the prophecies that our ancestors have left us, as well as a ritual that can help us to navigate this transitioning phase that we're living, the end of the world and the beginning of the new one. So for the past 2 years, we've been battling this invisible enemy, which is fear. And fear is really the only thing that we need to fear, because fear is not even real. And whenever there's fear, there's no love. It's very important to understand that these two forces can never coexist. Whenever there's fear, there's no love. And whenever there's love, there's no fear. Love is the opposite of fear, but fear is not the opposite of love, because love has no opposite. And everything that's not real is collapsing right now. We see everything that's not connected with the love frequency, with compassion, with beauty, that's collapsing. We see greed, power, politician, all of that is collapsing because it's not real, it's not rooted in the love foundation, it's not including people. Instead, it's creating even more separation, even more segregation. And all that is collapsing right now. We're living this big transformation right now that our ancestors have spoken for thousands of years. They knew that the world was gonna die. And that doesn't mean that the world's gonna explode and we are gonna die, but the world as we know is dying. And a new world is being birthed. And I'm not talking about the new world order. I'm talking about a world of beauty, of love, of compassion, of unity, of freedom. The Mayas, they said that on December 21st of 2012, a new world would start. And for something new to start, something else has to die. And that the first humans would arrive on Earth. And perhaps we can interpret that as something inside of us being activated. This big awakening, this collective awakening that we've been seeing happening, that has been happening, and we see more and more people joining forces and coming together. The Incas, they talked about the Pachacuti, the big revelation. And the Pachacuti actually starts with chaos. And chaos is what we see all around us. We see fear, we see hate, we see segregation. But then the Pachacuti is this portal where we're all gonna be reborn. We're gonna have the opportunity to be reborn if that's what we choose to do, to be transformed. And then we can create this new world, which is gonna be a world of communing with nature, with animals, and we're gonna see that there's really no separation between us and others, this imaginary other that we created, and we're gonna really understand that there's only one thing. And this is really up to us to create this world. It's not up to politicians or entity. This is us. This is our mission to create the world that we want to live in. The Hindus, they talked about the Kali Yuga, and Kali is the goddess of destruction. But she's also the goddess of love, of compassion. So Kali Yuga is the dark age. And we're living the dark age, the Kali Yuga, and we're the final stages of the Kali Yuga, where people would hate each other. We would see massive murder, fear, animosity against people, virtue will fall, hypocrisy everywhere, and we see that amongst our politicians and even family members sometimes. But this is the end of the 4 stages. This is the end of the Kali Yuga. There's so much in common between these prophecies that were written thousands of years ago. We're birthing a new world, and the more awakened and the more connected we are, the easier this birth is going to be. If we engage with fear, the birth canal is going to contract and the baby is not going to feel safe to come out. So together, we must create this safe space for the world to be born. And this is happening on the individual level as well as in the collective. And the more we understand that the self never really existed, the individual, and we understand that everything is part of the whole, just like each cell of our bodies, they all have different functions, they're all different, but we need all of them to make the body function well. We're finally understanding that separation is an illusion, is something that our ego had to create in order to feel protected from another one that doesn't even exist. So we're coming back to this oneness, to this one love, one mind, one consciousness, and we're birthing this new world for us, for our children, for our children's children. We are collectively ascending. We are moving from the 3D, the very physical world, into the 5D, the more spiritual world. Just like the caterpillar. And I really love this analogy because the caterpillar, she destroys everything around her. She consumes up to 3 times her body weight until her body collapses and goes into a chrysalis where she stays during the metamorphosis phase. And next thing she knows, she comes out flying. But can you imagine telling a caterpillar that she's gonna become a butterfly? She'll probably freak out. She'll never believe that she'll ever grow wings and be able to fly. And this is exactly what's happening to us. We are inside of our chrysalis, into our own metamorphosis phase. And the next thing we know, we're gonna come out flying. We must let go of the old, all the limiting systems and limiting beliefs that we cannot fly or that we're gonna go back to normal. That's an absurd because normal never was. And the unprecedented corruption that we're seeing in our politicians today, all the oppression, all the segregation and mandates that make no sense, and instead just separate people even more and create hatred. That has to stop. That's a distraction. Don't fall into that trap. We are ascending. And if you ever get confused about what kind of energies are actually holding you back from becoming the beautiful butterfly, all you have to ask is this bringing people together? Or is this creating more fear, more segregation? And then you let that go because that's part of the old, that's part of the Kali Yuga that we're moving away from. We're creating a brand new world, the world that we've been dreaming for so long. Anything that segregates is part of the Kali Yuga that is collapsing right now. Don't collapse with it. Instead, focus your energy in the new world that we want to birth, that we want to create. And somehow in our Western society, we believe that creation is something that happened in the past, whether with the Big Bang or the Genesis. But the Mayans, they knew that creation is something that happens every day when the sun rises. So let's create every day this new world that we want to live in, that we've been dreaming for. Now I'd like to invite you to join me on a fire ceremony so then we can transform and transmute everything that no longer has room in our lives, everything that is holding us back from becoming a beautiful butterfly. And fire has been sacred in many different traditions because it has the ability to transform things. So please join me now or whenever you have a quiet moment for yourself. So first we're gonna reconnect with our higher self and breathe deep through your nose and out of your mouth. Roll your eyes upwards as if trying to see through your eyebrows. Rub your hands together. And you're gonna feel this energy being created between your hands. Now we're going to invite all the directions to join us, as well as our higher self. Mother, Sister, Serpent from the South, please join us and guide us. Kundalini, Guardian of the Tree of Knowledge, Please help us to be as wise as you are. Help us to shed everything that no longer has room in our lives, just like you that shed your skin. Mother, Sister, Jaguar from the West, you that have no predators, that can see in the dark, that is courageous. Please guide us and help us to see in the dark, to trust, and to be courageous as you are, dear Mother, Sister. Mother, Sister, Hummingbird from the North, you that take on epic journeys all the way from the Amazon to Canada. You never gave excuses to take on these journeys because your wings are too small. You always trusted there will be enough flowers to find the sweet nectar that you drink from. Please help us to trust ourselves just like you do. Mother, Sister, Eagle from the East, you that can fly above all obstacles and challenges, please help us and guide us to fly as high as you do, to see the bigger picture and to trust. Pachamama, dear Mother Earth, thank you for your love, for your compassion, for providing everything we need for our physical and spiritual bodies. Please help us to open our hearts and be as giving as you are. Father Sky, that guide us from above, thank you for all your love and presence. Please help us to open our hearts every day more so that we can trust, have faith, and know that you're always there for us. Dear brothers and sisters, stars, thank you for your guidance. Thank you for being there for us. Even when we cannot see you, you know you're there. Thank you for guiding us and for helping us to rediscover who we are. Thank you, dear Spirit, higher self, for this beautiful human experience that we're all having. Thank you for your guidance. And please help us to remember who we are and trust who we are. Now rub your hands together one more time. Feel the heat between your hands. And with your mind, start scanning everything that you know that no longer serves you, that no longer has room in your life. And imagine that you're creating this ball of energy with everything that no longer serves you. Put in this ball of energy between your hands. You're gonna feel that the energy between your hands are gonna feel different. You're gonna feel this energy becoming dense, almost solid, almost visible. Put all the fear in this ball of energy between your hands. Put all the frustration Put all the judgment. Put your ego there. The ego that really believes that it's separated from the other. But the ego creates the self to protect itself from the imaginary other. Put everything in this ball of energy. Don't be afraid. Let go and let God. Just keep on putting there, keep on shedding. Empty out everything that no longer serves you. Everything that's not part of the oneness, that's not love, that's not light, that's not compassion. And when you feel that this ball of energy is dense enough and hard enough, just turn this energy into your candle and blow that into the fire. And let the fire transform all of that that has no more room in your life. You can do this fire ceremony as many times as you need. Every time that you feel that you need to shed something, that you're feeling heavy, that you're feeling not connected to your divinity. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful fire ceremony. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your love. From my heart to yours. Namaste.